And now, a special presentation from the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show.
Big breaking news in the world of college athletics.
Big Ten is getting even bigger.
This area here is known as Big Ten country.
UW and Oregon joining several other teams headed to the Big Ten.
USC and UCLA are leaving the Pac-12 conference for the Big Ten.
Yesterday marked the end of the Pac-12 as we know it.
This really was a shock for a lot of people.
So you live on the West Coast, and your favorite West Coast football team just left the Pac-12 for the Big Ten, which is about 1,500 miles away, and you're wondering, what do I do now?
If you live east of the Mississippi, you're golden. If you live west of the Rockies, you might have some questions.
How can people live where it snows?
Why do you call it the Big Ten when there's been more than 10 teams for going on 30 years now?
Why won't you let Nebraska win a few games?
We here at Team Rivalry would like to answer those questions for you and welcome you to the Big Ten.
We know you greedy ballers are just here for the money, and you're going to need it. Not only are your travel expenses going up, but you're going to need thicker socks, a heavier jacket, and believe it or not, better sunglasses. We don't get a lot of sun around here, but when we do, it's terrifying.
What is that?
So sit up straight, say your please and thank yous as we give you a tour of the Big Ten. Illinois is in a little bit of a drought lately. These days they aren't so much the Fighting Illini as they are the, hey, at least we showed up, Illini.
Indiana football is a powerhouse in the Big Ten. Playoff appearances, top 6. Playoff wins, top 7. Final Four. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Indiana basketball.
The interesting thing about Iowa is, what were we talking about?
Maryland's mascot is, in fact, a terrapin turtle named Testudo.
Michigan is always on the lookout for a Michigan man to coach the team. That's why the last 6 coaches have been from Ohio, Virginia, and Tennessee. Michigan actually hasn't had a Michigan man coach the team since Bump Elliott in 1968, and he actually had the second worst winning percentage of all Michigan coaches. But he was from Michigan, so who cares?
Here's a tip. Under no circumstances should any of you refer to Michigan State as the little brother. You might think it's a term of endearment, but they really do not like it. They also don't like consistency, fans who didn't attend the school, or Nick Saban, especially after the last Rose Bowl.
Lou Holtz, the famous Notre Dame head coach who got Ryan Day all up in a lather.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
And Fitz Chrysler, the legendary Michigan head coach who probably got somebody up in a lather as well. Both coached at Minnesota. Both only coached there for 2 seasons, and both took their very next teams to national championships. So, sorry, Gophers.
So when Nebraska joined the Big Ten, they were supposed to come in and dominate, and to date, they have not. So don't get any funny ideas.
Pat Fitzgerald was the second longest tenured, active Big Ten coach. He also has Northwestern's best winning percentage since 1934 at 53%. And yet they fired him because of a culture of abuse. How that falls on just one guy and not the entire administration, well, we'll just ignore that.
Penn State football, where the optimists of Happy Valley think the analytics always say go for it, but the realists are getting used to disappointment.
You may have noticed that Ohio State's stadium looks a little familiar. It kind of looks like a common household appliance. I can't think of which one, though.
If you achieve a rank of 5th or better and then immediately play Purdue, you're going to lose. It's not personal, it's just Purdue.
Yep, you and Rutgers are in the same conference. Coast to coast, baby.
At Wisconsin, the school fight song includes the line, "Run the ball clear down the field, a touchdown is sure this time." That's right, their fight song tells them to run all the way down the field where a touchdown is at least possible.
Stood up again.
So close.
This is called snow,
It happens in a lot of our November games, so bring a jacket. Because we don't cancel games for this. We don't do that.
Also, we might commiserate with you about the weather around here, but we will make fun of you if you wear a winter coat to any game prior to mid-November.
So say goodbye to the Pac-12 and
welcome to the Big Ten.